Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get over to jerichogreen.net. $3.99 monthly sub. You will have access to my videos first before anyone else on earth. Now, if you're worried about the future, you're not the only one. Right now, there's an overwhelming surge of Americans who are stocking up on emergency food. Should you be one of them? Ask yourself, do you currently have enough food on hand to get you and your family through a prolonged crisis that lasts months? If not, you should strongly consider getting a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families. Right now, save $100 off their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit, which comes with breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks. This kit gives you over 2,000 calories a day, and the food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage. If you don't act now, you might not secure these kits. Head over to preparewithjericho.com and claim your 3-month emergency food kit at this special price. You'll save $100 per kit, but you must act today while supplies last. That's preparewithjericho.com. Now, before I get started, before I get all up in this like a bike with no seat, I want to give a special shout out to Catherine in Guépery. She is our embedded reporter behind enemy lines, because over there, now if you don't have the poke, you must pay to be tested twice a week. And the going rate for the test that they have to take over there is $30 a pop. Twice a week, that's $60 a week. That's $240 a month. Who has that to piss away? And even if you do have it, you don't want to just piss it away on some stupid ass test that you should not be forced to take. Shout out to Catherine. Please stay strong. And before I get into the obvious, what we all know happened yesterday, I can't remember, I don't know where he was, but there's a video of Biden, our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this is in the mall. He was somewhere talking, and he got all pissed off, and he yelled. I mean, no exaggeration, he yelled. He said, today we have less democracies in the world than we did 15 years ago. Not more, less. I didn't know he had it in him unless he saw people who were too low on the color chart near his yard. I didn't think he had that kind of emotion in him. It would be nice to see that type of emotion, that type of vigor when it comes to, I don't know, the border, the economy. I'd like to see him get that excited about something that is important to us, not spreading art. What does that mean? There are less democracies. Why do we care? That's not our business. I don't care who the president is. I give a shit how these other countries vote. That's their business, and that's their problem. What does it matter that there are more democracies or less democracies around the world? How do they affect this one? And I don't know if we can call this a democracy for much longer, because democracy means the people cast their vote and they decide who the leader is. No matter what, let's go Brandon, right? So I'm going to try to find the video. Not more, less. I'm sorry. Let me do it right. Not more, less. Shit was so funny. I've never seen him get that excited before, unless they were bringing a 3rd grade class to the White House for a visit. But of course, we all know yesterday Collin Powell died. And the headlines say Collin Powell dies, 84 years old, due to COVID complications, end quote. And it also says that, or I guess that's not the end of the quote. But second part of the quote, it says that he was fully vaccinated. So you guys, forgive me. I'm going to need some extra time to piece all this together because, like many of you, I'm just a lowly taxpayer. I'm not that smart. They're way smarter than me. They have all of this knowledge. They know what to do with my money better than I do, right? And my freedom. But they're saying that he's fully vaccinated, but he still died of COVID complications. Now, he had blood cancer, and an effect of that particular blood cancer, it weakens your immune system. So with a weakened immune system, he contracted the sweet and sour sniffles, and that's what killed him. But he was fully vaccinated. So how did he get it? Because they're telling us that the sweet and sour sniffle deaths are a problem of the unvaccinated. This guy was fully vaccinated. But see, they leave out the part about the blood cancer because that would weaken their sweet and sour sniffles argument. Just like the vast majority of these people dying from it have all of these pre-existing conditions, obesity, hypertension, blah, 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 but they leave that out. They just focus on the sweet and sour sniffles. That is what's lucrative to them. So even though this is one of their boys, because Collin Powell did subscribe to the bullshit, he supported Obama, he endorsed Hillary Clinton, he endorsed Bidenis Pervertis. He said, oh, I'm not a Republican anymore after January 6th. So he was drinking the bullshit Kool-Aid. But even though that was one of his boys, they're still going to use this as a weapon to further their COVID reign. Because they're not mentioning that maybe it was the fucking blood cancer that set the stage for the sweet and sour sniffles to finally take him out. Now, I wish that more Americans of a darker hue were celebrated like Collin Powell. I wish people like him were more celebrated instead of the retarded B's and the little Nas X's of the world. These are the type of black folks that we need to champion and highlight. Now, like I said, not the latter part of his political life, but the fact that he was successful in the face of real racism. Not this straw man, boogeyman, ghost bullshit they make up now. I'm talking, you can't come through this door, boy. The real shit. The shit really they're trying to usher back in. They're trying to usher in a new version of segregation because they view it like communism. They really think, who's it, Bernie Sanders, stupid ass? It just hasn't been done right. So communism, the reason it hasn't worked, the reason it's resulted in tens of millions, hundreds of millions of deaths is because it hasn't been done right, but America is going to do it right. Well, that's the same thing they believe with this bullshit. It just hasn't been done right. So they're going to take it upon themselves to have us be the guinea pigs. No thanks. But the reason I'm so confused as to how this man got the sweet and sour sniffles since he was double vaccinated is because of what Bidenis Pervertis told me in July. Don't worry, I got notes. All right? This is a quote. He says, if you're fully vaccinated, you won't be hospitalized, you won't end up in an ICU, and here we go. Here's the kicker. You won't die. One more time. Bidenis Pervertis said this in front of the world. If you're fully vaccinated, you won't get hospitalized, you won't be in an ICU, and you won't die. Collin Powell, fully vaccinated, he died. So who do we believe? Where do we go to find this goalpost that they keep moving? Get the poke, you'll be fine. I got the poke, I died. That's fucked up. Who do we believe? Or do we snuggle up and get all nice and warm with our common sense and we know exactly what's going on? This is a power grab. That's all that matters. The evil orange man started something. Trump gave us a view into a world where these people are full of shit, and we see what they're really about. We've seen what it's like to have a politician that cares about us. That's what they're scared of. We've seen the other side. We've seen what it's like to have someone in that shithole known as DC who carries out what we want done. So they have to undo that. They have to combat that. They have to wrangle us back in. No. We don't work for you. We will not put you first. We will put China first. Yes, we will put another country ahead of ours. Wait a minute. How is that? You work for this country. If someone asks you who's your employer, you're going to say America. But you're putting the interests of another country ahead of ours. And here we are. We're going to give communism a shot. We're going to start forcing you to quit, or we're going to take your job from you if you don't get this fucking poke. I know somebody who quit from a very prominent position at a local hospital because they were forcing this shit. I saw videos this morning of police officers doing their final sign-off because they have to get the poke or get fired. Decades of service. When has this ever happened? For what other disease? You got that stupid ass Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom talking about, well, we require vaccines for kids to go to school for a variety of things. Yeah, none of them were made 2 years ago. Chicken pox, all the other shit they get vaccinated for has been around forever. And we've never seen it pushed like this. I can't take my mind off of that. We haven't seen them push anything like this ever. And they're not pushing anything else. It's this or nothing. I'm sorry. That shit sounds weird to me. And then you look at who it's coming from. Come on. We're going to believe this fool? Somebody give me footage of him getting through an entire paragraph in the last 2 years. I'll change my mind. Exactly. That shit don't exist. But we're supposed to believe him when he says, if you get the poke, you won't be hospitalized, you won't be in an ICU, and you won't die. Bullshit. But let me get the hell up out of here and get in here with my beautiful wife, because my kids are at school. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Make sure you utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.